Hello everyone, I'm Esther Vida and welcome to Hometown Talents and Treasures. We're at Mill.No. 5 on Jackson Street in downtown Lowell. This building was built in 1873 and through the years several companies have come in and out. But right now it's a place for small businesses, startups, art galleries and farmers markets to display their wares. Tell me about Mill.No. 5.
Mill.No. 5 was built in 1873, part of the Appleton Mill complex. So it spanned across the street, about 1 million square feet, textiles. Nathaniel Appleton started this mill. And this was the last building in the process, so this was their most ornate building. And over that period of time, then they knocked down all the other buildings and built those over as well. So this is actually it was their newest building at the time, and then it became their oldest building because they changed everything else out. So textiles and then the story of manufacturing in general. They closed, they moved, they went down to the south, and different industries came into this building. One was a printing press. Butterfield Printers was here, different shoe manufacturers, a whole history of different types of industry. My family bought the property in 1975. Wanted to do residential development here, did some commercial development here, brought in a charter school, and these upper floors are historically very difficult to rent, very difficult to utilize because they don't have the same card loading areas as a modern building would. Fewer elevators, a lot of square feet, very expensive to rehabilitate. So we built this here really for the people of Lowell to experience some different types of shopping, boutique retail, great coffee in our coffee shop, and the Luna Theater, independent first-run film. So.
And Sundays?
Sundays is a farmer's market. So we have lots of different events here. So every Sunday in the winter's farmer's market. A few key farms here. They'll do CSAs here, shares here, they'll distribute them here. People can buy their groceries here. A bunch of different shops for the holidays especially. Different events on every weekend. We change things up. So we might have a record show one weekend. We might have something based on paper another weekend. There's a group called Totally Bizarre, and we do a craft show first Saturdays of the month. So there's a lot of different things happening.
Tell me about the difference between the stores and the markets.
So there are a number of different layers. So everything's sort of layered on top of one another thing here. So there's lots of different, so we have retail stores that are here all the time. That's one layer of activity. Another layer of activity might be a farmer's market, which we have on Sundays. A different type of activity. So we have, that's all food related. So we have local farms, food products, and food related products, primarily. We'll mix in a few crafters and things too to keep it interesting. Then we have on the first Saturday of the month, Little Bazaar runs a crafting fair. It's boutique items, it's not just crafts, it's specialized shops, and such another way to participate. We have the coffee shop, we have pop-up stores that rent out actual storefronts from time to time. During the holidays we have Boston General stores here, for example, for 2 weekends. And so other stores are here for maybe 1 weekend. So there are lots of different ways to participate. In the theater we have obviously cinema, we have live music, we have things like that are happening today with an instructional class, live theater from time to time. So we might have a filmmaker here presenting their work. Maybe local, might be national.
Tell me a little bit about the importance of small business.
Small business is everything. People are always trying to develop these types of cities, these second-tier cities, they're called. This is a gateway city being Lowell. And I think sometimes people are looking for that big company to come in and save things. It never works because the big companies aren't interested in being here. And I don't think people that are here are interested in serving those big companies. So small companies, people from here, it's of Lowell. And that's how we're growing and maintaining a community here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff. We're here with Bobby Berlin, and the company is called Corn and Company. You make this popcorn right in the bag.
We do. We make 154 different flavors of small batch artisan style candy and savory flavors. Everything from the classics, cheese and caramel, popcorn and kettle corn. We have just under 3,000 square foot kitchen space here at Mill No. 5, where we produce all of our wholesale popcorn for events, weddings, parties, things like that.
What makes your popcorn different?
Everything that we make is done in small batches by hand. So every batch of popcorn is always made by hand. We use nothing but the finest ingredients. Our popcorn is made from grade A corn. We pop in sunflower oil, so we're always saturated trans fat and polysaturated fat free. All of our seasonings and flavorings are always natural. The only artificial anything we ever use is a little bit of the color that goes in our double rainbow popcorn. So it really is a decision to make things in an artisan fashion, rather where we can make a small amount of popcorn that's really, really good, rather than a big quantity of popcorn that's just okay. There's some rainbow popcorn. The red is cherry, the orange is orange, the yellow is lemon, the green is green apple, the blue is blue raspberry, and the purple is green.
Now that's a good one.
How do you come up with the flavors?
We're a friends and family owned business. It's my wife Heather over there talking to some of our lucky snackers. Lucky snackers are what we call frequent visitors, people who love the popcorn, people we like a lot. So Heather's talking to some lucky snackers. We're a friends and family owned business, so all of the friends and family, when we started, put together a list of their favorite foods, their favorite drinks, their favorite soft drinks, favorite candies. We ended up with a very big list of about 500 different flavors. From that, we pared things down to about 250. Ended up with what we call our periodic table of popcorn. It's 154 different flavors, not including our blends and mixes. Blends are where we take things like cheese and caramel to make Windy City. It's a really popular mix. A lot of people call it Chicago mix. Also, some of our blends are things like candy apple. We have savory blends like the Works, ketchup, mustard, dill pickle, cheddar cheese, salt and vinegar, everything but a burger in the bun. Exactly. We have a lot of fun.
Fun. Awesome. Thank you very much. Excellent. How long have you had this store?
I've been in business for about 5 years, and I opened a retail storefront in downtown Lowell about 2 years ago.
And tell me about some of your products.
Make everything from scratch. I've got homemade marshmallows, candy bars, caramels, s'mores, toffee, and then a whole lot of chocolate bars and more at the store.
Why a sweet store?
Why not a sweet store? Who doesn't love candy? Yeah, I think candy and sharing sweet things with people you care about is, a reason to be in business.
Your marshmallows have all different flavors: coconut, raspberry, vanilla, assorted. How do you come up with them?
Some of it is just wondering what I'd like to eat. We get a lot of suggestions from customers, a lot of, seasonal flavors. It's, all a little bit different.
How did you come up with this concept?
I've always collected books and maps, and I really wanted to be able to save portions of unused books, maps, buttons, and vintage things that were getting thrown out and reused. So I wanted to just sort of pay homage to them and rescue them from that and sort of give them a new life and get appreciation again. So.
And you have all types of things here, from hair items to clogs to... How do you find things to put on?
I just love just finding all the things just like vintage hunters would do, and then just sort of putting them together, things that have the right feel, or just juxtaposing sort of older things with modern things, just anything that I like. I studied collage and sculpture in college, so they're kind of just like mini sculptures to me, a lot of the stuff I make.
And how do you come up with the concepts?
I just do themes that I like, and it seems that a lot of people have liked them too. Music, maps, constellations, star maps, just things that sort of evoke, memories and stuff that people have had. That's what I like. There's stuff that I remember having my grandparents' house, and so I think it just appeals to other people for the same reason.
All handmade?
All handmade, yes.
Beautiful. When did you guys start doing this?
We started this full-time the beginning of this year. We did it part-time for a couple years, kind of as a hobby. We did a little bit of sales too, but we both left our full-time jobs at the end of last year, and we've been doing this full-time, and it's been great.
And it's all handmade wood, decor for the homes.
Yep.
Are you an artist?
My background's in interior design, and he built furniture for fun since high school. His background is in automotive repair, so we had to do welding for that. But yeah, we kind of just melded our backgrounds together, and kind of came up with this, and it's been doing really well. So having exposure at markets like this has definitely been a huge benefit. So.
Awesome. And what are the materials that you use?
It's all locally harvested wood and then recycled steel that we get from a local supplier. So we source all local materials. Nothing's imported.
And you're helping recycle.
And we're helping recycle. Yep. So it's all sustainable wood, hardwoods. So yeah, and our live edge pieces are all from a local arborist that we get from all locally fallen trees. Wall vases.
Beautiful.
They're copper pipe bell
Wow.
hangers that we
Beautiful.
mounted onto reclaimed wood. And those are beer caddies. Yeah, you
Love that. I'm here with Liz Lawrence. She is the owner of Mill.No Studio, and today we have a special event going on with Anthony Wellington giving a music course. How did you come up with this concept?
Well, I started Mill.No Studio about 3 years ago here in Lowell, and it was private music lessons that I personally was teaching. And just this past year, I was presented with an opportunity to be in a touring band all over the country, and we do some international dates too. And I really wanted to take it, but only if I could find a way to keep the studio running and keep an educational and musical presence in downtown Lowell, because I think it's really an amazing thing here. And so I kind of went with whatever would work at the time. I teach via Skype now, and there's other teachers working at the studio now, and I feel like the next step for us is to have instructional clinics and to be having these bigger events that brings the community together and brings everyone together for these musical and instructional and educational events. And I think it's really fun. And Anthony is a personal friend and one of my favorite teachers, and we're both from Maryland originally, so I knew that if I was going to do this, he would definitely be one of my first people that I would talk to, and it's going great in there. They're really having an awesome clinic, it sounds like.
What is it about music?
That's a good question. What is it about music? It's a really amazing form of expression and creativity, and I think that it's something that resonates with every living thing, and that's something that's very special. And I think anyone can relate to music. Anyone will tap their feet. Animals relate and listen, and children and plants. Everybody can relate to music. So I think that it brings communities together. I think that the emotions and the underlying, for lack of a better word, the vibrations in music, like it really changes an environment in a positive way all the time. And that's what I love about music.
That's our show. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.